Let me see. F out of here. Floyd, not a KO in a decade. Ain't nobody want to watch him or Devin. Now that has to be the dumbest comment I've ever heard in my life. That has to be the dumbest comment I ever heard in my life. That comment was dumb. Let me tell you why that is the dumbest comment I may have ever heard in my life. Okay? Hold on, let me see. The number one highest grossing pay-per-view fight of all time, Mayweather versus Pacquiao, 4.6 million. Number two highest grossing boxing pay-per-view fight of all time, Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, 4.3. Number three highest grossing boxing pay-per-view of all time, Mayweather versus De La Hoya, 2.4. At number four highest grossing pay-per-view fight of all time, Mayweather versus Canelo, at 2.2. At number 5 is Tyson Holyfield. 6, Lewis Tyson. 7, Tyson Holyfield. 8, Tyson McNeely. 9, Mayweather Cotto. So in the top 10 highest grossing pay-per-view boxing matches of all time, Floyd Mayweather name is in there 5 times. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, bro. What I'm saying is what we need to stop doing, and we're never going to stop doing this, but it'd be nice if we stop doing it. If we stop grabbing our personal hatred or feelings and call them facts. Look, it's his dance partner's biz. But there's only one common denominator, Wallace, and that's Floyd. So Tyson versus Lewis, Tyson versus Holyfield 1 and 2, Tyson versus McNeely, there's one common denominator, Tyson, but it's all his dance partners. You're refusing to be real with yourself because of whatever feelings you may have. And as adults, this is why I'm ShowBizz the adult. As adults, we have to look at the facts if we like them or not. We can't say that something isn't there because we don't want it to be. Know that it's there. Learn why it's there. And then see what you can do about it. But don't say it's not there. You're being a child. All right, not to take anything away from Floyd, but grosses can be a deceiving metric. I know a lot about metric to measure success. If viewership stays the same or even drops, higher prices, inflation will skew the gross numbers higher. Okay, how about this? When the top 10 pay-per-view fights of all damn time is filled up with Mike Tyson, and Floyd Mayweather, then that isn't skew shit. What that is Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather are the biggest fighters of their era, period. That's what that means. If you have the top 10 of all time, a skew is a blip. But when it's all the top 9 of the top 10 list is Tyson and Mayweather, then it is what it is. There's no skew nothing. That's a great batting average. You're knocking that shit outside the park every time you get on the plate. Like it or not, I love the $10. But like it or not, that's the facts. I wish this was Facts Friday. It is what it is. You could call it entertaining or whatever. I'll tell you this. If Floyd Mayweather wasn't entertaining, then he is the greatest salesman ever. For you to see that you hate his fights, he's boring. Fine. I'll go with that. He's boring. Fine. But boy, did he have a way to make you spend $70+ on it. This man is old as shit. Not one ab muscle. Still crashing Showtime. That is ridiculous with hair plugs. Let me see. Mayweather was boring, point blank, period. Okay. This is how you phrase that. This is how you phrase that. I think Mayweather was boring. I'm a huge fan of Broadway musicals. There's people who hate musicals. It's just taste. Either way, you cannot erase the facts because of your feelings. I don't. I analyze what the facts are, and then I do something about it. These are the facts. This is what's going on. This is the environment. So now that I got this data, this is what I have to say about it. Floyd is a bigger name than Canelo. So why we need Floyd to be a part of Crawford versus Spence is because Crawford versus Spence is the biggest fight for true boxing fans. But you need Floyd Mayweather associated with it to bring the money in from the casuals. Now we have a big money fight, and then we have a great fight. That is perfect. But I used to love seeing Joe Louis ref the big fights. Remember Joe Louis, when you look at throwback fights and you see Quarry versus Frazier or Archie Moore fight, and you see Joe Louis as the ref, that is beautiful to see one of the greatest fighters of all time being a part of a big fight. So that is tradition. If you have Floyd Mayweather, one of the greatest welterweights of all time, a part of one of the greatest welterweight matchups of all time, that's amazing. And let me tell you what you will hear. Let me tell you what you will hear. Now ShowBizz is being a Floyd Mayweather fanboy. The crazy dynamic about me is this. When I criticize Floyd, I'm the biggest Floyd hater. When I give him love, I'm a fanboy. There's something completely wrong with the viewer.